This poem is a question. Where does something start? The meaning of that something will become clear. It's something which happens between people who are dear to each other, which is to say that they're lovers. Where does something start? If it's love, it would start in the heart. If it's lust, it may just start with a thrust. Where does something start? Where do we start? We were started with an act between two people, yet religion oft decries such acts to be evil. Sex is linked with shame, which is insane. It's the reason we're all here. Now let me be clear. This poem is a question. I'm not married to these ideas. I'm just thinking. I'm not stroking my chin. I'm not stroking anything. I'm just thinking. I'm not married to these or any ideas. An independent mind cannot commit adultery of the intellectual variety. Now let me be clear. This poem is a question. Where does something start? It may start with custom or religion, which would lead to marriage. But who wants religion? Where does something start? It may start with a question. It may start with a suggestion. Questions, suggestions, are they exclusively verbal? Can they not also be physical? Nervous man's hand on a surprised lady's knee. It's a physical question which is not always unwelcome, but which is often unwelcome. Man may pull away, doubly nervous due to rejection, or just her lack of enthusiasm. He apologizes and he goes. But does he go to jail? This poem is a question. These thoughts are festering in my mind. In fact, you'll find I've got a lot of questions. Here's a noble cause. Zero tolerance for abuse. Yet the definition of abuse remains so obtruse. The guy with the boat called Dignity was pretty tight, but that's alright. It's a fine name. Let's talk about dignity. Let's talk about respectability and our ability to elevate human nature from chimpanzee nature. Chimpanzee is one creature and human being is another. I ask you sister, I ask you brother, I ask enemy and friend. From the bottom of my heart, where does something start? Excited lady at a table takes off her shoes and rubs her feet on a single man's feet. Physical question, physical suggestion. It's not always unwelcome. He may find it sweet, or he may feel degraded to just a piece of masculine meat. He may answer physically, he may answer verbally, he may not answer at all. And in that verbal, physical silence, he may enjoy it, or consider her act sexual violence. He may feel nothing, or feel something only mild, just as her violence was only mild. Now we're humans, not chimps. Our sex need not start out so wild. And I do frown upon humans acting like animals, or humans preying on weak or voiceless humans. Were my parents predator and prey? This poem is a question. Some would see our excited lady as undignified, and our nervous man as not respectable. But I have some sympathy, for where does something start? Enough about dignity and about respectability. We're now on to legality and criminality. By mere suspicion of sexual criminality, our man will be shunned from the community. There's no greater judge than average Joe. Beast or not a beast is binary. I don't see our characters as beasts, nor do I see them as chimpanzees. But I was born in the year of the monkey. Where does something start? I remember my first kiss, but I don't remember the start. I enjoyed the juicy part, but I don't remember the start. I just canna mind, but perhaps Dr. Freud would pull it from my mind. I wasn't drunk. I had never drunk. Did he start it? Did she start it? I won't tell which one is me, she or he. I just don't remember the start. I suppose it must have been mutual, like synchronized orgasms, which I've found not to be rare, though irrelevant to the start of our something, and more relevant to the start of human creation. Creators are mother and father, not a mighty father alone, yet are they equal in love-making and child-raising? This poem is a question. Nervous man's mind, nervous about rejection and criminalization. When considering touching a knee, he asks verbally and he comes across creepy. He apologizes and he goes, but does he go to jail? He's still nervous about criminality and legality. I think our libidos are being cowed, male and female. Anxiety is replacing fertility. How ought something start? With respect and dignity and no trace of criminality. That's the answer, but can it be elaborated clearer to someone who's forgotten their first kiss starting? Are we to sing the Let's Talk About Sex Baby song as a mating ritual, to be followed by discussion? Conversation's a good start, I suppose. Not a verbal request, just conversation. The end.